In Ethics of Authenticity, Charles Taylor talks about the dialogical nature of identity and how our identity is not formed just inwardly. It's not like we dive into our inward self and decide who we are. We're formed through conversation and through dialogue. We're shaped by our conversation partners. And so I think being in the THC and being in the Agora Fellows program has provided me with a wealth, a myriad of wonderful dialogue partners that have shaped my understanding of what makes a good life, of what makes a good person.
In a liberal arts school, we often don't talk about modern events or modern economics enough, I think.
I made the choice that I wished to speak, that I wished to enter into that conversation with both my peers who are of the same who are interested in the same sorts of things that I am, and also with people who are further along in the fields that I wish to go into. And those conversations have been so impactful and formative for me.
And part of what Agora helps me to do is to see the virtue of having conversation, of learning how to love, to have conversation with my friends in a very engaging and dynamic and loving way.
So whether we're talking about Aristotle in the group or Hayek, there are people in the world that I want to go into who really care about virtue and who care about people.
So the questions and the ideas that I've been able to pursue within the Agora Fellows program, through the reading group and through the lectures, have shaped sort of my vision of what it means to be an artist of belief. As someone who wants to go into editing and publishing, I've been able to work firsthand with writers, been able to explore the entire editorial and publishing process, an opportunity that I wouldn't have had elsewhere.
You're forming things about your person, your virtues, your morals that are going to affect your business decisions down the road, no matter what you end up doing.
Because it takes kind of the innate passions and interests of students and gives them the resources to pursue those further.
It's both humbling and deeply gratifying.
My favorite semester of the Agora reading group was the semester that we read the works of Alexander Solzhenitsyn, because he utilized poetic form, prose, and other sort of lecture forms to express the idea that beauty and art can actually shape culture and can change lives. And I always knew that intuitively, but I'd never heard someone with such an important voice in culture express it.
To me, it's not simply just learning, but learning to love and learning to see the world as wonderful and beautiful.
Not only is it a good experience in economics when we're reading Hayek and kind of getting to understand these economists, so it actually has practical application as well, but it also has to do with the moral formation of our characters. And I think that's probably the most important part of the work.
What I am to do in this world is to give of my whole being, give it back, just as Christ has given us life everlasting. That is my goal, and that has changed the way I do everything, see everything, as utterly and stunningly wonderful.
My name's Abby Storch. I am from Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm an English major and a music minor, an arts enthusiast, and I'm an Agora Fellow.